We've eliminated, wiped off the books, 2,751 regulations since 2015. That's the equivalent of a $150 million tax cut, and that's the direction Arizona is going to continue to go.
This, coupled with Arizona's long history of manufacturing, has helped the state attract an entirely new industry, electric car companies. Although Arizona lost a bid for Tesla's first gigafactory to Nevada in 2014, the state's big break into EVs came in 2016 when Lucid Motors announced it would build its $700 million electric car factory in Casa Grande.
We had an extensive survey of about 65 sites right across the US against a whole range of criteria. And we made a really good decision here to come to Arizona.
And then there's Arizona's proximity to Mexico, where companies are making components for GM's electric vehicles and for Lucid.
It was our third interview with Lucid. The final question was, how is your relationship with Mexico? And Mexico is Arizona's #1 trading partner. It's not even close.
EV companies in Arizona can easily access supplies from nearby California and beyond via a major railroad system and I-10, a major trucking route.
That was the very attractive thing about Arizona, that we have this being close to supply chain, being close to our headquarters, having enough space to grow. That's what we found here.
Lucid broke ground on its 590-acre factory in 2019. After some delays, Lucid says its Air Dream Edition is now in production there, with customer deliveries coming later this year.
The workforce will grow far north of 4,000 people there.
Electric semi-truck maker Nikola, which made headlines for some big missteps last year, is headquartered in Phoenix. It's building a new factory in Coolidge, Arizona, scheduled to start producing its Nikola Tre in 2022.
Phase 1 of Coolidge is basically done on the exterior. So now it's all the interior work at this point. It's on schedule. We intended to have that first phase complete and in operation this year, and we're on track to do that.
Another electric vehicle being manufactured in Arizona is the single-seat, three-wheel Solo.
There we go, 1, 2, 3.
Electromechanica says its new factory in Mesa, which just broke ground, will create 500 jobs and eventually produce 20,000 Solos per year, starting in early 2023. It's also creating sharing pods of Solos, similar to short-term rentals of electric bikes and scooters.
Between being near our target market on the West Coast and the willingness for these 5 municipalities to test that Solo share, that was probably the tipping point for us. That really helped us decide on Arizona.
Rivera says access to the EV supply chain, much of it now being manufactured in-state, was a huge factor in choosing Arizona.
The secondary supply chain, the tier 1 suppliers, who are all going to support us in addition to those that are already here, supporting Lucid and Nikola, for example.
UACJ Whitehall, a leading supplier of aluminum components for EVs, just announced it's opening a new plant in Flagstaff. Lithium-ion batteries are also a crucial part of the EV supply chain, and battery recycler Li-Cycle is now building a new recycling facility in Gilbert, Arizona. And now Atlas Motor Vehicles, known for its electric XT pickup truck, recently announced it's building a production line for battery packs and cells at its headquarters outside Phoenix.
A number of our employees that came from California, they love that for the price of an apartment with 3 roommates, they can have a house and live by themselves. And that's very appealing, but they still have the benefits that they had in California.
On top of a growing supply chain and robust manufacturing, Arizona is known for ideal testing conditions for vehicles. 6 major test tracks, or proving grounds, are scattered in remote Arizona deserts where major car companies can discreetly test their new cars. GM, Ford, Toyota, VW, Chrysler, and Nissan all test their cars on these tracks. Low rainfall and winds allow testing almost every day of the year. The extreme desert heat is also a draw.
Here in the summer, it's as hot as it gets anywhere, which is not great when you're in the middle of it, but it's great for testing vehicles in hot weather.
Arizona is now one of the first testing grounds for driverless cars, too. They've become a common sight in some cities surrounding Phoenix, which have ideal, wide streets for testing, designed on a grid.
I think that there is truth to the fact that the infrastructure here is fantastic, right? But I think that the bigger and more appealing attraction is the dynamic and forward-thinking government here, and the fact that bringing companies like Uber and Waymo and Cruise, the willingness to allow those kinds of companies to test.
In 2015, Governor Ducey signed an executive order allowing testing of autonomous cars on public roads. Since then, Waymo, Uber, Chevy, Ford, and Cruise have all tested their self-driving cars in Arizona, although Uber sold its self-driving division last year. 5 years after it began testing in Chandler, Arizona, Google's Waymo now offers fully driverless rides to the public there. Now Walmart is testing self-driven deliveries by GM-owned Cruise cars in Scottsdale. And autonomous semi-truck company Too Simple announced a major Tucson expansion in January before going public in April.
We are the first and only autonomous driving company to be publicly traded. It's really a validation of our shareholders' confidence in us and our technology.
Semiconductors, which have a long history of being made in Arizona, are another crucial part of self-driving tech and the electric vehicle supply chain. Intel started making chips there in 1980 and now has plans to rapidly expand in the state as demand surges. Chips are in short supply after the pandemic upended supply chains and caused consumers to buy more electronics. Intel, which says its tech powers nearly all autonomous vehicles, has 4 factories in Arizona and 2 more on the way.
Today, Intel is announcing a new $20 billion investment, the largest private sector investment in Arizona history. These facilities will add 3,000 high-tech, high-wage jobs to the state of Arizona.
Amid the worldwide shortage, the U.S. share of global chip manufacturing fell from 37% in 1990 to just 12.5% in 2019.
The world, more than ever, is counting on Intel to deliver, innovative products.
Intel's 2 new Arizona factories are scheduled to be online by 2023 and will make Arizona its biggest manufacturing site in the world. And it's far from alone. TSMC, the world's largest contract chip manufacturer with customers like Apple and Qualcomm, has a goal to manufacture 20,000 chips a month in its new Phoenix fab by 2024, the first factory of its kind in the U.S.
Arizona is considered one of the top 4 states in the country for the concentration of semiconductor talent. This will continue to elevate Arizona's position to a top state in the country.